Hello, my beloved diaper lovers. I'm your diaper philosopher, and today I want to talk about why I think that fetish prevents fascism. And that's maybe a crazy thesis, but let me try to explain my thoughts behind it. Because one day I had just that thought in mind. Fetish prevents fascism. And I thought, is that true? How can I find the arguments against or for it? In my opinion, fascism is a way to make or to press people in some kind of mold, to standardize people. That's part of fascism, to have somebody saying, okay, people should be like that, and we are forced to fit in that standard. And if you're into fetish, or if you figure out what makes you unique, that's more about that, I think. It's less about, for me, it's about my fetish. That's something that makes me unique. That's why I think for myself it prevents that. But if you start your journey to yourself, or to your inner self, and figure out, okay, what makes yourself unique, and you have that figured out, and one day maybe the journey takes quite a while. Well, at least for me. And you have that figured out. And when you have, on the other hand, that fixed mold, and if you have figured out what is it that makes you don't want to fit in that mold anymore, because you have that strong desire. If you took all the effort to figure out what is it about you, and you have a strong desire to be you, otherwise you wouldn't take the effort to figure out what's you, or what's. And I think most people take the lazy or the ignorant way, and just never really try to figure out what we are. And that's, for myself, I try to fit myself in some molds as well. And on a surface level, I was happy with it, but only on the surface. And as soon as I started to dig a little bit deeper, I figured out, okay, that's not me. That's not what's making me happy, and that won't work on the long run. So I started. I'm still not quite aware, but I started to figure out, what am I? What is special about me? What makes me, kind of, what makes me me? And that was quite it's quite some journey, and I'm curious if I will finish that journey. Maybe shortly before the end of my life. Or maybe even not till the end of my life. That's okay. Because it's not easy to find out what is deep inside of yourself, or deep inside of me. So that's something. It's quite an effort to figure out what is it that makes somebody special, or what is it that makes you special? What is it that makes me special? And but on the other hand, you figure out what's special about you, and you try to figure out, okay, what can I do with that? Some part of it is my fetish. That's not all of it, but that's the part I present at the moment. And this is also what's special about me is the curiosity around my fetish, and in general curiosity as well. So that's a very valuable trait, to be that curious about a particular thing or about many things. That's something you can get some money off it. So, and you can get an interesting life out of it, because if you figure out a lot of stuff, or are interested in a lot of stuff, and now I'm curious about myself, and I started all with my diaper fetish. And I think, okay, I want to understand that, and by trying to understand that more, I figured out, okay, I have to understand myself. And I think that journey is quite worth it, because the more you figure out what you are, and the more you start that long and maybe complicated journey, maybe one day I can tell you, okay, you can have it easier. I don't know, but no, it's a long, interesting, and complicated journey. And I think there's not a clear path, because for every person it's different. And if you go that way, to that journey to your inner self, and you get more clarity about your inner self, and if you have that standard for humans on the other side, that fascism is about, in my opinion, it will be very difficult for you to accept that. And see, okay, I'm kind of this person, and I want to be this human, and that's something that makes me special, and I want to live like that. And you have society stand up telling you, no, you have to live like that. And that's something I think that will prevent some standards. If you say, okay, no, I want to be special, and I know I'm special in this kind of way and that kind of way. And the more you know about your specialties, you can also figure it's not about egoistic stuff. It's, if you know your specialties, what makes you special, you know what you can use to help society as well. Because the things that make you special can provide the most support. Because what everybody can do is not worth that much. So it's more about what's special about a person that provides the most value for everybody else. Because if it's only a thing that you and a few people can do, it's worth a lot more. But therefore you have to go the journey. And if you just try to fit in the mold and lie to yourself that you're happy with that, I think that's something you will regret on the long run. So even if I say it's complicated to take that journey, I think it's easier on the long run if you take if you go on a journey to yourself and start discovering who you really are when living a life for your whole life. And or maybe figuring out the last breaths that everything was wrong. I think that would be really a tough moment. If you have your last breaths and you figure out, oh, everything was wrong. That would be tough. That would be really hard. So that's my main motivation, where I say, okay, I want to discover myself. I want to discover what's special about me, and how can I use that to help others, or to help society, to create a better world for all of us. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. So, I hope you understood my thoughts, and you could follow me where I think fetish will prevent fascism. Or at least, it's more like, okay, figuring out what's special about you and the desire to be that, in order to appreciate that what's special about you, and you don't want to hide that. So have fun in your diapers.